Hi, this is the Somerville Conservation Commission meeting for January 27th, 2026. Pursuant to Chapter 2, Acts of 2023, this meeting will be held remotely. Let's start with introductions. Yeah, I'm going to call people in the order I see you on my screen. Michael?
Hi, I'm Michael Fager. I'm a commissioner.
Oh, can we pause? Do you want to invite can the attendee hear us? Or is that
I could let them in now. I believe they're in.
okay? All right, Michael,
Yeah, I'm Michael Fager. I'm a commissioner.
Megan,
Megan Kearns,
Megan,
Commissioner.
Newt,
Newton Tedder, Commissioner.
I'm David Turin, Commissioner. And we also have Malik, our conservation agent for the city, with us.
Yes. Malik Drayton, conservation agent.
All right. Um, did you send out a revised agenda, Malik, or is this?
I did not.
Okay, so we're working off the one that I assume is on the city website. Um, I wanted to. Do we have anyone on the call for Draw 7?
Good question. We have an attendee. I'm just going to allow them to speak. Hello, Carolyn.
Carolyn, are you just here because you're interested, or are you representing a party? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that as no answer.
Let me take a look at the Zoom invite and make sure that they understood that they were panelists. Meetings. Second meetings. Webinars. Conservation Commission. Okay, invitations.
Well, we can.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
definitely invited Devin.
okay.
Eric
Well, why don't we just proceed to some of our other business, and then if they join us, they join us. If they don't join us, I assume can we still vote for what we need to do, or can we just table it?
I think we need to continue it because I'm not allowed to. I have to recuse myself
Right.
for
I'm just wondering if we have to even start. If we
And
even
you have
have
to
to start
open
here.
the hearing and then continue it.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can do that whether they're here or not.
Yes.
Okay. All
All
right.
right, very good.
So let's give them the chance to join us. So Michael, why don't we go back to what you were starting to say just before the meeting started?
Concerning the snow farm, I just noticed today, because I happen to be behind one of the dump trucks, they are using Gilman Square as their dumping site so far right now, which I guess is okay because it's right next to the MBTA and um, not near any waterways.
Yeah. And so I had a brief email exchange with Malik because I was seeing that them loading snow into trucks, and it's been the first time in a couple of years we've had a truck worthy snowfall. So what I'd like us to do, well, I'd asked Malik if he could contact DPW and find out where they are putting snow now and where they plan to put snow, if they have a list of sites that they've already identified. But I also wanted to, and maybe that'll suffice, and that's something we can discuss. But we may also want to just send out a letter, maybe the exact same letter we've sent in previous years, but I want to take a look at it because it appeared to me when I looked at the DEP website, there's now a tool which I don't remember from a couple of years ago, which apparently you can click on, and I didn't do it yet, which will supposedly show you, I guess, acceptable areas and maybe unacceptable areas for dumping. I'm not sure how prescriptive it is, or whether it's just based on elevations or buffer, area away from, wetlands and waterways or something. But if that's different from what, from previous requirements, I want our letter to reflect, the most recent or the most current, guidance that the state's providing. But I don't know so I don't know if anyone knows, if they're going anywhere other than Gilman Square. Is that a huge pile, or is that, do you think, just one of several decentralized piles, Michael? Oh, you're muted.
It might be one of several because it was not that big.
Yeah,
And there was a lot of front end loaders working the city today.
right. Okay. So like I said, I asked Malik to see what information he can get about what they're saying they're doing. But meanwhile, I've asked him to send me a copy of the letter. And I guess I don't know if we need to vote on, or whether I can just be authorized to revise the letter as appropriate and send it out. Anyone have thoughts on that?
I think you can just be authorized to revise as appropriate and send it.
Do we need to vote
Yeah,
for
I'm
that?
fine with that.
Or is that or is
I'm
this
also good with that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to vote on it.
okay? Then that's what I'll do. So I'll take a look at the letter. I'll make sure it's reflects the current um guidance. All right, so that's that. Um, what's the next thing? I'm going to go into item 2. Any incoming correspondence, letters, or notifications, Malik? You're muted as well, Malik.
No, I don't have anything that is really pressing besides, let's see, I think I got I got CC'd on a chapter 91 draft license for the Mystic River Bicycle and Pedestrian Bridge. So it said, please find the attached draft license for the Mystic Bike Ped Bridge for Everett and Somerville. So that's pretty much that correspondence. I can forward that to you all.
Okay.
Let's see where else. Move this over here. And
There.
let's see what else.
That reminds me, were the orders of condition, the amendments we signed over the past week or so, were they filed?
Yes,
Okay.
it should be in the mail. So let's see. There's that. Nothing from the DEP besides the normal newsletter stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And nothing from the community gardens besides a compost giveaway that OSC is sponsoring. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. It's a little bit removed from this item, but something you said that reminded me, the MACC conference is coming up in a few months.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I wanted to see if any, well, I assume we have funding for 2 people like we have in past years.
We should absolutely.
And so
I
wanted to get that on people's radar, and people can, indicate to me and Malik if you're interested in going. I think we can still probably talk about it again next month. It's in April?
It is in February
Yeah.
2026.
Oh, it's
February
in February?
28th.
Oh, then we don't have a month to talk about it.
I guess we could talk about it this month then.
Yeah, we should
Well,
talk about it this month. And maybe Malik, maybe you can reach out to Susan and see if she's interested. And does
All
anyone
right.
right off the top know that they want to go?
I'm already going on behalf of my company. So
Okay.
if you 4 want to split the 2 amongst yourselves.
I have been to a couple of recent ones, and I found them not helpful for urban conservation commissions.
Yeah, I would agree. I went last year, I guess it was, and it was interesting. I mean,
It's interesting.
it wasn't bad, but yeah, but the exercises weren't like the sort of things we're likely to be doing.
Well, I went to a stormwater workshop, and they didn't mention anything about an urban area, much less a densely populated city like ours. It was all, suburban and rural stormwater runoff from fields and such. And I was like, well, this isn't
Well,
helpful at all.
Well, that's interesting because that seems like that's a little bit of a failure on their programming
Yeah.
part.
But they
Because
do
I mean
have a
that's
lot of materials here. Um, so they have events going all the way through April from even from this Thursday. They have these units that they just, but you could register. Some are free, and others you register too. Some are lunches and learns, and the more in-depth unit stuff, I believe you register for. And I guess that the conference seems to me to be an amalgamation of these, if that makes sense. Because they have the units and the fundamentals, wetlands enforcement, conservation land, wetlands function and values, open space planning and protection techniques. Um, and then there's the annual conference, which I'm pretty sure has all of these topics. This year's conference is in Worcester. I'm not sure if it's always in the College of the Holy Cross.
yeah, I think so.
All right. So I'll ascertain the cost versus how much money we have, but yeah, I reckon it is pretty much the same topics they talk about throughout every year.
Mhm.
There are a few that are
Yes.
specific to Boston that might be helpful for our commission. I'm not sure. It's more like environmental justice. I think they're issuing a new bylaw in Boston, and there's a lot of like climate resiliency features around big cities, which may apply to Somerville. So,
Okay.
and a few new regulations if they ever release the new land subject to coastal storm flowage and stormwater regulation updates that they're supposed to be releasing this year.
Oh.
Was supposed to be last year, but now this year.
I was gonna say you're sounding a little cynical about that.
We've been hearing about it for over a year now, so
Yep. They've been working on it for over 5, so.
Oh, well, we don't want to rush into anything.
The there's a David, you could go see Stephanie Tugas present at the MACC conference
How
this
is
year.
she? On wetlands and well, I mean on wetland enforcement.
Compliance with the CGP and trying to get people to know what that is.
Oh, okay. So really the stormwater side.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I could go and heckle her. That would be fun.
That's right.
Wait a minute, who is this person?
It's a former colleague.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like it is 180 per person. So we should have enough for that. Um, so I will talk to Louisa tomorrow about it.
Yeah, maybe just confirm and maybe maybe you can send out a follow-up email and get people to respond directly to you and me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess in this group it's primarily, Michael and Newt since Megan's already going. Unless you want to go twice. You get twice the continuing ed credits.
I'm good.
Let's see.
But all right.
Yeah, I went once, but I went virtually because it was a COVID year.
Well, yeah, I'm Malik. Maybe you would want to go.
I don't think I have the luxury in February. I have 2 projects going. If it ever stops snowing for them to start.
But it's a Saturday event.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is a
It
Saturday.
is a Saturday. That's right.
Oh, interesting.
Which may be encouraging or more discouraging. I don't know which.
All right. Huh. Yeah, I'll definitely take a thought on it. Let's see.
Trying to think what else. Anyone? So I guess that's it for. I guess community. On item 3, Community Preservation Committee update.
Mhm.
You have all received a reprieve, I think, which is apparently the city changed its rules and decided that if you start your term midway through someone else's term, that does not count toward your two terms. So I'm eligible to serve another term, which I think, again, given the so far lack of enthusiasm of anybody stepping into the seat, I will at least do initially. I mean, we can I go, and again, I can always, I can always step down again in a year or whenever, but I think I'll do another funding cycle.
Is the meeting
Okay.
tomorrow?
And we meet tomorrow, yeah. And so then maybe by then, someone else will express interest.
Megan, I think you should volunteer for this. I think you'd be good.
It's fun.
I think you should volunteer, Mike.
I already have. I've already done 6 years of it.
Yeah, you
Well,
get.
David, while I was thinking about it, I was wondering, did Christine ever give you the notebook that I prepared about CPA?
Not that I recall.
Oh, okay. Not too bad. It had
Yeah.
the statute and the ordinance and
Oh yeah, no, I
some
never
case
saw it.
law and
I don't need no stinking regulations. I
well,
just
yes, you do.
I just say what I want.
Oh, yes, you do.
The yeah, no, that would actually be it would be kind of handy. I should look at it sometime. But
Yeah, I don't know. I gave it to her when she took over, and I don't know what she
Mhm.
did. I think
Yeah.
she looked at it and said, "Oh, this is nice," and put it on the shelf. And
probably.
yeah,
So in terms of, and we are starting, we've been voting, we've been kind of steadily going down through, the projects. The one that was approved, which gave me a great deal of discomfort, was funding for the Kennedy School playground refurbishing. And I think we may have talked about it last month.
Mhm.
And it did pass. What I didn't, well, there were two things I didn't like about it. One was it's near inconceivable to me that it is $3 million to, rehabilitate a playground, but that, that's not really, we don't get to develop the budget. We just get to vote, yay or nay. But the other part that I was troubled by was that the city wanted $1 million out of this year's money, and then they wanted to bond, they wanted us to bond the $2 million of it. And if they bond all of, and it's a little complicated because I guess they're not planning on bonding all of it at once. But they also are not planning to bond it in lots of little teeny pieces. So I'm not really sure how big the bonds are going to be, or but if they bond the full $2 million, the payback, the service on the bond is like $170,000, which is like 12% of, or 14% of what we have in total allocations for open space and recreation. And I was uncomfortable with us tying up, such a significant percentage of our future money for the next 20 years. However, I ended up, although I questioned it pretty deeply and didn't get one, in my mind, a fully satisfactory response as to why we should bond it instead of the city bonding it. It was very clear that was the way the city wanted to fund it. Most of our open space and recreation projects are city projects for the, fairly, straightforward reason that most of the open space and recreation, land is city land. And so ultimately I figured, well, if this is how they want to spend, they want us to spend our money, I think it's okay. I think one of the things that's going to happen though in the next couple of months is Art Farm is kind of up and running again, and that may also want a huge bond. And I think I will likely vote against tying up a significant additional, proportion of our annual budget. Yeah.
David, a couple of questions. Do you know if the other bonds that the CPC committed to are paid off? For instance,
No, they're not. Most
the
of them are
the
still,
West Branch Library and I think some housing stuff over on the west side of the city.
I saw a list. I asked about that last month or 2 months ago, and we got a report back at the last meeting. The short answer is they're all still open. Well, I don't know if any have been paid off. I assume they're all still open, and they still have quite a few years left, to go, 10, 12, 14 years. So it's still gonna be a long time before, we finish the debt service on those as well.
And do you know,
I was kind of thinking along the same lines.
I have a memory of somewhere there being a limit on how much percentage of the budget could be committed to bonds. And
Oh, that's a great, I don't know that if I'd gotten that notebook from you, then maybe I would know
yeah,
the
you
answer.
should
That's a
ask
good
your
question.
agent and see if she knows.
That's a good question. I will find out. Now, the thing that might be tricky about that is if they look at it as a percentage of our total budget as opposed to a percentage of the allocation for each of the
Right.
subject areas. Because as a percentage of our total budget, it's not that much.
Yeah. I know, but I just recall that there was some percentage
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
limit.
I'll definitely look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Cindy.
Hello.
I don't think I don't think there's any updates that I have on community preservation committee, but but like I said, we've been kind of voting, we've been kind of going along, doing a couple of,
So going back to your original thing about the city changing the rules, so are you good for another year?
I'm good for another 3 years.
Oh, okay.
If I get a full second term, so from this new interpretation, I've only served one term.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't, in another, I'll probably do at least another funding cycle because it doesn't make sense to switch mid-funding cycle. But then I'll probably bring this up again and see if anyone wants to step in and do the final 2 years of my second term.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just keep going.
Okay.
But then I'll be the old man on the committee. Let's see. Next on the list, is there a community? Oh, do you want to talk about the community garden season review, Malik?
Sure. That's why I invited Cindy over.
Yeah.
to
Thank you, Cindy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had another good season. All the plots are full. I know at my garden there was a lot of activity, a lot of good gardening happening. It was a little bit of a tough year weather-wise. It was super hot and dry, and I think that affected some of the gardeners. Feedback that I hear from the gardeners, they would like more notice. They would like water earlier and later. They would like more notice about mulch and stone dust deliveries. The usual. Rodents continue to be a problem, although I feel like I noticed fewer rats this year than in past years. And I don't know if it's a lot of people have stopped planting the large tomatoes and moved to smaller tomatoes, which seem to be less.
Cindy, have you guys noticed a reduction in the number of rabbits?
No, we still have plenty of rabbits.
Oh,
Rabbits
okay.
bother me as much. They're cute, they're furry. I don't mind sharing a little bit. I think in Durrell, I have chicken wire around my plot. And then I have a second chicken wire, like a smaller area that I plant like beans and snow peas in because they just go to town on the shoots on those. But some of I don't know, I think that they can be a little bit less once this stuff is up, a little bit less menacing. I talked to somebody about a new garden coming online in Brick Bottom, and that sounds great. Is that
Who did you talk to?
happening? Sorry, it was a while ago. Let me see if I can find it.
You think this is like an official community garden or just something that Brick Bottom is doing,
I thought it was
unilaterally?
Malik, have you heard anything about that?
Yeah.
Yes, but nothing official. There's been talk of it. It wouldn't be an official city garden. Um,
Allison. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it would just be a brick bottom thing if it happens. So I need to find out from probably Allison. That might be
Yeah,
her.
it was Allison that I talked to.
So it was. Yep. Oh, how recently did you speak to Allison?
This was in October. October 27th, we talked. So the email I got from her said, I'm a staff member in public space and urban forestry working on the design for a new park in Brick Bottom. We're currently trying to drill down on some design elements related to a proposed new community garden. I don't know. I guess I thought it was something that was happening.
So I'm guessing what she was doing is she was trying to get information from you as a garden expert
Mm-hmm.
on what metrics should a design have or hold for a viable community garden because these developments don't know how to properly do it, or they would just try and get away with bare minimum. And she's probably trying to hold some standards to that, so that it's done properly. That's my guess. I could touch base with Allison and find out if there's any update because it's been 4 months, right? Nope, 3 months. It's been a few months. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll bring my updates to the
Because,
commission
uh-huh.
next month.
I was hoping it was a thing that was happening.
Yeah, it's interesting. It could be. And if there is anything viable or tangible, it would probably be on the Summer Voice page. The public space folks keep the Summer Voice page pretty up to date on their current projects and what's happening. So if it's just in an idea, you probably won't see anything. But if it's more of a tangible plausibility, or if it's in the works, then you'll see it there.
But if I understand correctly, they may be consulting with Allison and Allison with Cindy just to get an idea of how one should go about building a garden, and this would be a private garden, not a Somerville community garden.
That's another question. Will it be open to the public? And since the idea was introduced to Cindy, I believe it probably would be because it wouldn't make sense to ask someone about community gardens if it wasn't open to the community in any way, shape, or form. Um,
Yeah,
to
I got the sense that it would be a city garden. I mean, what I recommended was lots of smaller plots since we have such a big wait list. Um, or as many, as possible that are not as large. Yeah. To me, it sounded like it was going to be a public garden, but again, it was definitely.
Do you know where it was going to be? I mean, was it on, I'm not really sure what the ownership at Brick Bottom is. I mean, was it on their property or was it on city property?
Mm. She said that there's like what I remember was because I was talking about the soil, and she said that they were going to bring in new soil and it would go on top of something that they're constructing.
All right. Well,
That's
okay.
what I remember.
Obviously there are questions.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of utility in us talking about it more until we have more information.
Mhm.
all right, so I'll touch base with Allison. We usually actually she's gonna be in the office tomorrow, I reckon. So I'll pick her brain on Brick Bottom and get an update and provide it by time the community gardeners meet. February 24th for the annual meeting. Cindy, will you be available on February 24th for the annual meeting?
Let's see. Yes, I will.
All right, very good. Probably should have figured that probably a month ago or something. But there's that. 224. So that email will go out today or tomorrow for the annual meeting so that they have at least a month to get their selves together. But just about every year it's been on the February meeting.
Yeah. Do we need an agenda for that? I mean, is that something that maybe our subcommittee should reconvene for briefly to figure out, what the agenda items for that discussion should be?
Interestingly enough, if anything, I would say we could float that about. But Cindy could come up with some also if she's so inclined.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to
So
know what we and they want to talk about.
like the questions I asked Cindy in terms of coming here today were, let's see. Um, da, 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 da. Um, that's not it. Okay, so I was asking her to give a review of the community garden season. It would also be a good opportunity to get feedback or opinions depending to your role. So Cindy, do you have any opinions or feedback pertaining to your community gardens role? Here and now is the time to air your grievances.
Mhm. I mean, I think I think things have been fine with the role. Just in terms of, being a connection between the gardeners and the city and being a resource for the gardens or kind of being a voice sometimes of reason, if I can say so. And just giving perspective to folks' concerns. So to me, that's all been fine. I mean, I will say that, I do have a full-time job, and so it's hard for me to put a ton of time into coordinating, but I think we're starting to ramp up our season. I don't know if you all have feedback for me.
Could you say that again?
I don't know if you have feedback for me.
Oh, you're amazing. Don't leave. And also, did you finally get paid?
I did.
Or
Yes,
all
thank
right,
you.
all right, no problem. I will try and make sure that that's done even earlier, which is probably I should probably put in for that now because I think it circles back around in March or April. So yeah.
Cindy, how's the list thing going? Is that
Yep.
I haven't heard any updates on that at all.
So the list continues to be long. I know I was just looking at this because we did put into place a new system that automatically sent emails.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the last time that was sent out was February 12th, 2025. So it
Oh,
seems like it's probably due to go out again in a few weeks.
Yeah.
all right. Oh, so this is the email that says, do you want to continue on with the community garden?
Yes. Do you want to remain on the wait list? Yes, no. And then it also tells the gardeners where they are on the wait list, which is, I think, really nice for the gardeners. The problem, I think, is that it probably for a lot of people gets filtered to their junk mail. And they might not see it. But I don't know
Yeah.
that there's anything we can do about that.
So do they have to respond to stay on the list, or is the default that you stay on the list?
The default is that you stay on the list, and what it does is if you respond no, then you're deleted. So like if you respond that you've moved out of the city, if you respond yes, it highlights folks in green so we know, okay, these people have responded, and folks who don't respond just remain sort of highlighted in gray. And so we can, I can, looking at the list, I can see that they confirm their interests or no response to the email at whatever date it was sent.
Do you have to be a city resident to get a community garden?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so when people move out of the city, they have to give up their plot or come off the wait list.
Yeah, because who's gonna come back from another city?
Well,
Who's gonna
I'm
commute?
thinking, I mean, a lot of people move just to Medford, in some regards, they're another 5-10 minutes away.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard from people in Cambridge, but the reality is we have such a shortage of plots for
Somerville
Somerville
residents.
residents
And
to let people from other cities
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
And-
no, that was what I was assuming and hoping the answer was, but I wasn't sure.
but we've lost commissioners that way.
But they don't have to. But they don't have to resign. Actually, so that was something that came up. I don't know. The first time it happened in my tenure, is there was apparently not a requirement that you live in Somerville to be on the Somerville Conservation Commission. As odd as that seems, although people do generally step down.
So should we get in touch with Dan with the city
Dan
for
Moore?
these? Yeah, to see that's what I can't remember. If we left it, if this would just fire off once a year, or if we have to like trigger it somehow.
I thought it would fire off once a year, but it might be good to just double check with him.
Yeah.
All right. Automatic email.
But in general, the list seems to be the people are using it, the garden coordinators are using it. Is it,
Yes.
still okay? Good.
Yeah, so I think the new system is working really well in terms of having the list that's connected to the website, having people be able to put in 2 preferences for gardens, and then having the coordinators go to that list. Not everybody always gets the whole, like, when somebody gets a plot, delete them. But I was just looking at that and I can go through and do the deleting. People are pretty good about writing notes at least.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Is it possible, Cindy, we can get an update on the state of the list at the meeting next month, just for, in terms of how many people are on it, how many, I don't know if there's any information you have about how many people have gotten, garden lots off, plots off the list, and I don't know, whatever sort of snapshot you have of.
Yeah, I can ask the like the individual coordinators of the gardens.
Does
how many
the list
people-
track though, like when someone gets offered a plot and whether they take it?
So the way that the list is set up, when somebody is offered a spot and they accept it, they're meant to be deleted from the list that's tied to the website and moved to the other Excel spreadsheet that lists who has plots. If they say no, I've moved, they're meant to just be deleted. And if they don't respond, we typically will write a note next to it. Or if they respond and say something like, oh, something's happening this year. I can't take it right now, but can I stay on the wait list?
I'm just kind of trying to figure out whether there's any way for us to get a snapshot of how many people are on the list, how many people tend to get offered a plot each, like what the waiting period still is in kind of a realistic sort of way.
Yeah, so what the list does do is has a timestamp of when they filled out a request for the plot.
Hmm.
And I think that that can be a more effective way of understanding kind of the wait time, because typically when a plot opens up, we have to go through a lot of people to actually find somebody who accepts it.
Hmm.
I think there is a tendency, like on a beautiful day in the spring, to be like, oh, I'd love to have a garden and
Hmm.
fill out the request. And then when a coordinator contacts you, um, because it is like, 3 years later, typically somebody may not be in a place where they can accept, where
Hmm.
they can garden.
When is that timestamp of when people went on the list? Is that like when they went on whatever original garden list they were on, or is that going to go to the date that the list was created? Because this is a new list, right? Or a relatively new list.
So it is the date that they initially requested a
Initially
plot.
requested from,
Yeah.
when it was an individual garden before
Yes,
we consolidated the list.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we consolidated a while ago. So, um, if I look sorry, let me just,
Well, my recollection is that we kind of consolidated a while ago, but then the gardens weren't using it for a year or two or three, right? I mean, I think it was a while before it was really the system,
yes. I think it took a while for the system to really be understood. And for a while,
right?
there were two lists.
Right.
Initially, people were emailing directly to the coordinators, so everybody had their own system.
Mhm.
So yes, it did take a while. The list that we have now starts with a bunch of people who signed up before we had that, but I believe we started the list the way it is in 2020. Does that seem right?
Maybe not.
Um,
I'm trying to remember.
I can screen share if that would be helpful.
I think it was like 2023. It was like 3 years ago. 2022, maybe.
So on the way that the list looks right now, starting in December 2020, it looks like everybody's filling out all of the fields. And before that, okay, let me just share this with you.
Yep.
So this is the list, and you can see the timestamp. Again, Bikeway and Albion tend to be the gardens with the longest wait. So you can see like Tufts has somebody from 2020, but for the most part, it's 2021 that people started signing up for it. And when we look at it over here, like these are the questions from the form. And so my assumption is that the NAs came onto this list in a different way.
Right.
And
Okay.
So
this
can
is,
you go back? Yeah. So the NA, so they started like row 31. So above row 31, you have NAs.
yes,
And what date is row 31?
it
Right.
is
2020.
11
2020.
2020.
And what's the earliest timestamp in the list? So 2018.
Yeah.
So,
Um, oh, and oh no, this is the confirmation emails that were sent out.
So there's no way it could be 2018 for the earliest one because this list wasn't created.
no, that's what we're saying. So it
It
looks like
had to be the
right.
NA.
I took everybody's lists, individual lists that went back to 2018, and then put them all together.
Yep.
And some of them there was duplicates and all sorts of stuff I had to deal with, and then put them together. They had a relative timestamp. They don't have a time on there, right? They have a date of when that person joined their
Yeah.
individual lists.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still able to rank them.
Yes.
Okay.
But what we don't have is really a way to understand total wait time, really. I mean, you get a kind of a good idea because you can see like the person at the top has been there for X amount of, years.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sort of see what the wait time is, but
Yeah.
we don't really have like this person waited 3 years to get
Right.
on the list,
And actually, I'm not sure what you originally saw, Newt, but I'd be surprised if 2018 is really the oldest, the longest anyone's been waiting. Because I suspect when you integrated the original garden lists starting in maybe late 2020, that there were people that had been on their individual lists longer than 2 years.
Oh, for sure. For sure. There was definitely older than 2018 when I did this. I remember them being quite old.
Those people have all been kind of shunted off the list by now. Is that
Yep.
likely what's
That's
happened?
the idea.
They were offered plots. They either got it, they either took one or they didn't take one, but either way, they're off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so for example, so this is the current gardeners list. It's a different sheet.
Yeah.
But you can see when some of the gardeners were added. So this is Bikeway.
Yeah.
So they did take
Oh, okay.
a
So
number, I don't know that it's obviously not completely kept up, but they did take a number of people in.
so where it's blank, were they already a pre-existing, like they have a plot and they've had it since before time?
Uh,
Likely.
What is it? Yeah. Or,
I don't know. Sorry, I have no idea.
okay. No, but even that aside, if you sorted if you sorted that column by date, you'd be able to see how many people in
Newly.
2023 got a plot, and how many people in 2024 got a plot. I mean, so it would at least give you, so it wouldn't tell you maybe how long someone without a date has had a plot, but it would tell you how many people were placed in it since 2022 or 2023.
Yes, these have to be updated by hand. So for example, Cody, this is Jarrell, which is my garden. So I know he was there for a couple of years. He's leaving because he didn't feel like he used it enough. Amanda was
So
added this past year.
So when someone accepts a plot, they need to be manually added to this list.
Yes.
Okay.
And that relies on whoever's doing the adding, kind of
For that garden.
filling out all the parts of the form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not maintaining this, the individual garden coordinators are?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And are all these accessible from the Somerville Gardens Drive or no?
From what?
From the Somerville Gardens
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Drive? All right, very
Yes.
good.
This spreadsheet is in the Somerville Gardens Google Drive.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, it is not easy to get people to be coordinators. And so,
Is it still Avon that doesn't have a coordinator or?
oh, do they not have a coordinator? As far as I know, they all have coordinators.
All right, very good.
Yeah, Kathy Haynes has been doing that for a while.
All right. I forgot which one it was that I kept reaching out to someone and it just said, stop, I'm not the coordinator anymore. I gave it to someone else.
I try and update this when I hear about people changing. But yeah, most of them have at least a couple of people who coordinate.
So the total number of plots in the community gardens are 285? 265.
Although some of these, like, uh,
Go
which one is it?
more.
Avon, they have 20 plots, but they have some of the plots that are shared plots.
Mm-hmm.
We added a few new plots. We added one more last year
Right.
that we just like bought one of those above ground gardens and just put it in an empty space just to add more people
That
and took that
works.
from our budget.
If you're offered a plot and time isn't right for you and you say, I'd like to pass, can I stay on the list?
Mm-hmm.
Do they keep their existing rank and they kind of get the next one that's available? They don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad it's working still. Just kind of
Yeah.
worried that all the formulas fell apart.
No, it's definitely a much better system.
Yeah, no,
it
that's
is working
good.
well.
It'd be interesting maybe to get garden coordinators, feedback on it when we
Yeah.
meet next month.
Yeah, some people don't understand the current system because I did receive a paper form in the mail.
I mean, when we get those, we could just use that
Enter
paper
it.
form and
Yeah.
fill it
Enter the
out.
data.
Send them a telegram with instructions for signing
Smoke
up
signal.
online.
I'll just go more and more primitive.
A little more code.
There we go.
All right. Well, this has really been really helpful. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Good.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah, so maybe you can work with Malik, if you want to come up with a couple ideas on what we can discuss, and Malik, you're welcome to share that with me or share that with, the the former garden.
Yeah, I'll probably go through the old agendas for February and see if there's any common themes besides just annual meeting. But also, there is an NOI hearing that same February. So we do need to figure out who goes first. What's the perfect way to do it? Because if we cannot have so many gardeners waiting around, but at the same time we cannot cut their conversation short.
Maybe we can suggest that they join us half an hour late or something.
Yeah.
And try and do the hearing first.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
suggest that they they can log in, of course, whenever they want, but we'll try to get to it as close to say 7:30 as possible.
So do you feel like 7:30 would be when we want the coordinators to come on that day? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if we have an NOI, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
7:30 Tuesday, February 24th.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, and you can tell them, they're welcome to join. There's going to be a hearing before that. They're welcome to be on and listen.
Yep.
But just so they know, we're likely not to get to garden business until at least 7:30.
Okay.
Yep. And I'll reiterate that in the email.
Yeah. You can if you can put that, maybe you can even put it on the in the agenda, with a put the try and put hearing at 7, garden committee, garden meeting, 7:30, just so people see it. And hopefully we won't be too far off from that.
It also depends on how many questions you have about this current project
What project is it going to be?
The MROS. It's the Mystic
Yeah.
Outfall. So it's probably going to be a doozy. So maybe 7:45.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is for people that don't know the acronym. This is the new stormwater outfall associated with the sewer separation project the city is doing near Assembly Row. And they do want to put in a doozy of a stormwater pipe.
Unlike most of our, business that may actually get some public interest as well.
Yep. So
you
I'm
wanna-
thinking 7:45, even 8.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Is this the
It'll
one where they want to
probably
put in
eight.
the 17 or 20-foot pipe, something like that?
72-inch.
78 inch,
Oh,
78.
78-inch.
78-inch.
For storm overflow into the Mystic?
Well, it's not, yeah, stormwater, a new stormwater discharge. Yeah. So we're currently, it's a combined sewer in that area, so they want to separate the sewer. The sewer will go over to the, what is that, the Somerville, what's it called?
Marginal.
The marginal, yeah, system. But all the stormwater that they're pulling out of that combined system, they want to bring to the Mystic right near that footbridge. I don't love the location, frankly. It's right near that footbridge.
Yeah, but that's where the CSO is right now anyway.
I think the CSO is farther down river.
That's where the sign is. So,
Really?
yeah.
I'm not sure. I thought they said that because we were a ways upstream of the dam. I thought the two CSO outflows, one is just upstream of the dam and the other is just downstream of the dam.
Well, the one is just downstream, the marginal, but the sign for this one is right at where the
Well, it's a
footbridge-
combined. Well, there might be a combined sewage outflow.
That's the
right?
CSO, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it is there. I'm not sure. I have to look at a map.
That's where the sign is. So,
Okay. They didn't. I don't think they mentioned. Malik, I don't remember on the site visit them mentioning there was a CSO there now. Do you?
No, it's not in my notes, but I do have notes from the site visit.
Well, we ought to be able to find a map. I mean, it'd be easy enough to find a CSO map and look at where we were.
I sent you my 4 notes from the site visit.
Okay.
So you're getting refreshers from those little bullet points.
Yeah.
But
But
let's
you're right.
see.
It's unfortunate that these two things are in our same meeting. They don't.
Yep.
They don't want to be. Can we put them off a month?
No, they wanted to meet this month, but they're worried about their permitting pathway. So they're going to spend a whole year doing all the permits, and some permits rely on them getting the NOI. And if this takes more than one hearing,
Should
then
we put the garden meeting off?
we didn't really say that we would. We didn't really say that we would have it yet, did we?
I'm not sure we did. Is there any reason not to do that in March instead of February?
Cindy, any thoughts?
haven't we done this in the past? Put it off to March?
We have.
Yeah, I can't think of any reasons. I mean, I think that the coordinators will have the same concerns in terms of will the water be turned on? Can we get more notification about mulch and stone dusts?
Yep.
Our usual things, and I think we can say all those things in March as well as in
Right.
February.
That's what I'm thinking. We're still a couple of months out from the season.
Right.
And our answer is probably going to be the same, which is, they don't tell us either. Right. This is what I think our answer is going to be.
Actually, it's been getting a little bit better
Okay.
each year. But that's to be discovered from the gardeners.
The other thing about the NOI is there might be more public participation in that meeting than there is normally, because there's a lot of people concerned about the status of stormwater and CSOs and such in the Mystic. So
Yeah, and the scope of the project is pretty huge. So
I think if we don't think that the cat's out of the bag on a meeting in February, we should put it out and put it off till March.
all right.
Sounds good.
It's not right. So yeah, that's fine. And it'll give them more time to fester with the feedback.
So what day in March would that be? Would it be the,
it would still be the
24th.
24th.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're always the fourth. We're always the fourth Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep. And February and March are always the same date. Every year.
That's because February is the perfect 4-week month.
Yeah. So that works. Never really even thought of it like
March
that.
24th at 7 p.m.
Yep. So,
Okay.
I did put a calendar hold on everyone's. I gave everyone an email calendar hold. I'm not sure if that works for you guys, if you guys use Outlook or if it shows up at all.
I think it does work in Google. I use Google
Mhm.
Calendar and it
Mhm.
seems to work.
All right, very good.
Although
So
I didn't go ahead beyond this meeting, so I don't know if it was recurring, but
it didn't.
oh,
Oh,
I don't
I
know.
think it
I just
does.
didn't look. I
Oh,
didn't
it
look.
does.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
recurs. Just make sure there aren't two of them because that can get annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I tried to do it twice, one with details, one without. And I set one up for myself and one for everyone. So I had to.
Is the Zoom link always the same or is it different every month?
It's different. It needs to be different. And I cannot have this be a recurring meeting for digital security reasons.
Mhm.
I was told that by the powers that be in the city.
Okay, that's fine.
Mhm. It would be a nice, cozy thing if it was the same link every month, but that'd be the same of it as it being in a room.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone
Okay.
has to keep
As long as
to
we
it.
can, I'm gonna look. I'll see if it's on my calendar for next month.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you say.
And that way, if you guys respond to that and say you won't be at a meeting, that's probably another hint that I won't be seeing you guys or having a quorum. But I'll probably um try and update that with details as the meeting gets close. So I'll try and put the link in there and some other things and try and make it efficient. I'm always looking at my Outlook, so
Yeah, I mean, I only looked ahead to February and it's on my calendar for February.
all right, very good. Okay. Oh, Cindy, do you want me to forward you that invite for February? I could just do the one.
March.
Or for March at this time. Now March.
Oh, there we go. I already
Yes.
stand.
You're welcome to come.
Okay.
You're welcome to come in February.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to be
It
interesting,
will
but
be, it may be interesting. Yeah.
March is the governance meeting. Or choose Cindy Stelzer. Very good. March 24th.
We should suggest, Malik, that the city, that the project proponents should also promote, on their network that the hearing is occurring.
That the what is occurring?
If there's going to be a hearing next month for, for that sewer separation project,
Mm-hmm.
they should promote it as well. Make sure.
I believe they had a number of community meetings by now, right?
Yeah, but they should still promote that they're having a hearing before the Conservation Commission.
Mm.
They
Okay.
had a meeting about a week or so ago, but the thing about that meeting is they don't talk about this specific project. They talk about how all of their huge projects are going to go and what their plans are and how many billions of dollars it's going to cost and how it's not going to be done till we're all dead anyway. So
Yeah. Well, but that's the reason that they should be saying that the hearing is, before it's a Conservation Commission hearing on, February 24th, because that's the opportunity the public has to weigh in on it, as
exactly.
opposed to their community meetings, which are just community meetings. So
Understood.
we can publicize it, but no one reads our emails.
I'll try and post it good and early.
Yeah. But I would still, just kind of like, they're supposed to notify butters. They should notify, their mailing list about the hearing.
Mhm.
Malik, could you send me an email after the meeting with the details about what their proposal is going to be? I assume the applicant is the MWRA?
Oof. The applicant might be
It's a city. This
city.
is
The
a city.
city?
It's a city
Yeah.
pipe. Yes, this is the
Yep.
city owns part of portion of the
Okay.
system.
Yep.
Okay. But they're separating it from
Well,
the
I think they're separating a city-owned portion of combined sewer.
okay.
I did ask them about that, and they kind of, it was funny. They gave me a kind of a funny answer. They made it sound like there's some, oh no, I was asking them about whether the Somerville, no, I can't remember what it's called, the Somerville condo, what's it called?
The marginal?
Yeah, whether that's city owned or MWRA owned, and
Yeah, that's right.
and they made it sound like that was complicated.
Yeah, they said some are and some aren't. Let's see, what was it?
Yeah.
It's funny
Question.
because the sign says it's the MWRA. They have those green signs where the outfall is.
Right.
This one's in draw
But-
7 and it says MWRA on it. And I believe that's number 5.
And
At the CSO.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought those were city-owned outfalls.
are they jointly owned? Is that what they said?
They made it sound like they were jointly owned, but I'm not sure if there's really such thing as jointly owned.
Because I've always had the impression that the marginal was the MWRA's.
I think the marginal is the MWRA, which is what could make it confusing because it could still be that the overflow is Somerville's, even though maybe MWRA conceivably owns the treatment structure. I'm not sure. I don't know. Newt, do you have any thoughts on how that could be?
I think there's like a long-standing legal debate between the city and MWRA on who owns what and who's responsible for what. So,
Okay. So that would be why they answered it the way they answered.
yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that those outfalls were listed in Somerville's permit.
They are, but technically I think they're owned by MWRA, but Somerville signed something a long time ago that makes them responsible for them. So
Do you
That's
guys get the
complicated.
CSO overflow notices? Because I get
Yeah.
them both from the city and the MWRA, and they're
And do they both report them? I think I'm
the
only on the
MWRA
city.
does not the city
Yeah.
doesn't report the marginal. MWRA does. The city reports Alloy Brook and I believe the one right by the footbridge.
I don't know. I guess these are all. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess we can ask these questions, but I'm not sure that it's really directly related to what they're going to be before us for, which is really just the stormwater outfall.
Oh.
Having separated it, now there's going to be stormwater.
And also another thing I brought up to them, I'm not sure if I BCC'd you on that email, David, on Friday.
Yeah, you did.
All right. So yeah, it seems to be the case that they are going to blow through the blessing of the Bay Meadows.
Yeah.
And so I sent them an email saying that that's a problem, and I sent them exactly where the meadows are, information about the meadows, and pretty much asked for them to come up with a solution. Because a lot of money was spent on those meadows.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to have to mitigate that. I mean, it's a
Yes.
shame that, that Blessing the Bay did all the work and did all the plantings,
Yep.
maintained it. But unless they can go around it, they're gonna have to mitigate it.
Yeah, I wonder how much it would cost to offset a 78-inch pipe. And what's it worth to them to do either or?
Well, we talked about it when we were on site that was going to be, I think we more or less knew when we were there that was the blessing, that was the garden.
Yeah, it didn't look like it at first.
Yeah, it had those cute little bees in it.
Yeah, that's actually the indicator that
that was the
that it
indicator.
is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me at all. And I don't think they're going to be surprised either. And I'm assuming, since the impression I got is they didn't want to move the, I mean, but like I said, I wouldn't mind if they could realign the pipe anyway, because I don't like it coming in, 15 feet to the left of the walkway.
Oh yeah, that's right, because there's going to be a fence there.
Well,
Uh,
well, I guess we can talk about, I don't know if we should be talking about this now, but I mean, I guess there's no harm. But one of the
well,
things I suggested is, well, they were talking about it being a 72-inch pipe and then this inside a wire enclosure. And I was saying, A, why does it need to be in a wire enclosure? Why can't you just put a grate up at the end of the pipe? You don't really need to access it. It's not like there's infrastructure there they're going to be going and trying to do anything to. So that was my first question. Then my second thought, and it was almost, I don't remember what the guy's name was, Lewis or something, who made almost, I think, a sarcastic comment about extending the deck at the base of the walkway to cover it, so that it almost becomes like, part of the walkway, and the pipe would be hidden underneath the walkway. And I actually thought that's a pretty good idea. I liked that.
so
Except it's an DCR walkway.
mhm.
Yeah, I know.
So talking
Well,
about mixing
it's
jurisdictions
a
here.
blessing. It's a blessing. It's a DCR land they're going through to.
Right, but the trouble with that is, yeah, it's DCR property they'll be going through, but isn't it true that the city has management priority over blessing of the Bay Park, Malik?
Let's see.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I could.
Well, no, we don't manage that one. So
Oh, okay. So
we do
yeah,
Doughboy.
DCR manages it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your point, but I mean, just like DOT and DCR are seemingly able to work together for the pedestrian bridge. They can work together on this. It's good.
Yeah, so
It'd be good for them. Builds character.
well, I don't think they want to anger the public. So the public is very
Yeah.
keen on
Well,
aesthetic
yeah.
or lack
Yeah,
thereof.
no, I know. I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be, big ass pipe.
Yep.
That'll
So
be mostly exposed. I mean, I think only the bottom, foot or something is going to be below, the high mean water line. So it's going to be a big pipe sticking out of the side of the bank there.
and we'll lose a large cottonwood or elm, one of the two.
Yeah,
It doesn't look the
I
very
don't think
best
it was in. I
specimen
don't
of
think.
tree.
I don't know what you thought that was. Yeah, that was a big tree.
Yeah, it was a sizable tree. It didn't look in great shape. And then we'll lose a bit of scraggly ones. But I think everything that follows the route of that pipe, we're gonna lose a few city trees, a few trees right in the buffer zone. So
Yeah, but on the other hand, they're saying that this will reduce the CSO volume 77%. For what I assume is the average storm, or the average year storm, I guess.
yeah. So we'll see their presentation next month and see exactly what thoughts and questions and considerations for mitigating impacts are.
Okay, I want to get us back on track.
Oh, I guess that counts as ongoing since we had a site visit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that was our, yes, that's right. That was our report on our site visit.
Yep.
So we'll be able to go back to that next month.
From the site visit, did they give you guys a picture of the plan? And if so, can that be shared before we have the meeting?
I don't think they had, like, the guy had like a notebook and, had something on his screen. I don't think they sent us any documents, did they, Malik?
Okay.
No, they didn't yet. I'm waiting on their NOI. I told
Yeah,
them
we
they
don't have
have
the
until
NOI yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they wanted to meet before, they wanted to meet with us on site before
yep.
complete, finishing up the NOI.
So they have until January 11th, which is not even a weekday. Okay, so they probably have until February. Whoops. They have until February 11th, Wednesday, February 11th, to submit the NOI documents to me for the 24th hearing. So that'll give me enough time to shove it into the Boston Herald and have that meeting by the 24th. So yeah, I'm hoping they submit earlier because I want to get those documents out to you guys as soon as possible so you guys could
Actually,
scrutinize.
before I
Yeah.
forget, but Malik, actually, were there any documents attached to the site visit meeting? For some reason, I was thinking there was a link in there. Was there a link in?
So what I did I mute myself? Okay. So what I did is I sent you guys information about the MROS and it led to the Summer Voice page and all the information that they
Okay.
have publicly online. So if any of you all reviewed that, whatever's there might be what you're looking for.
Yeah, so right, so Michael, so that was in, where was that? I'm looking for your email. Oh, I don't see it yet.
Was it the 15th? Okay.
Is it?
Visit. So type in visit and
Oh, yeah.
there it
That
goes.
can't be it.
So it was correspondence from Thursday, January 15th at 6:05 p.m. And then I think I just responded and yeah, that should be pretty good.
Yeah. So we got it on, what day did we get it?
So I will send,
Yeah, we did right on the 15th.
yep.
Yeah.
And so I will
Yeah,
put that into the
it's just
chat.
called Conservation Commission site visit January 21 or 22. So you can
I'll
look at
put
that,
the
Michael.
link to the Summer Voice page in the chat for everyone to enjoy.
Okay.
Boop. And oh, hey, where'd the link go? Are you serious? I cannot.
Yes, I see it. I think.
Oh,
No, I don't
does it?
see it. Oh, it
Oh,
didn't show up as a link. I see text.
all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna lose to a stupid link. I'm gonna click on the link. Um, and then paste each link individually.
Well, I mean, again, they're in Malik's email from the 15th too.
Yep. And I'll click on this one. Uh, that's the Mystic River watershed. And the other one is just City of Somerville website. Oh, that's an old meeting, November 12th. Oh, but it does have a bunch of links, I think. No, it doesn't. That might. Mm, should be fine. And boom. That's about the November 12th meeting that they had a while ago. Okay. What else is there? Let's see.
Okay, anyone have anything else they want to add to this conversation before we move on?
Oh. Uh-oh. I should have changed the mayor's name on the heading
Yeah,
of the.
I noticed that.
Whoops.
There must be new letterhead, isn't there?
Yeah, I think I'll just change the name and keep it moving for now. I did it on my violation letter, but I didn't do it
Yeah.
on the commission. I'll just copy the letterhead over. Hmm.
Okay. Do we have I don't think anyone has joined us from the
Um,
Draw 7 park renovation, correct?
no, I emailed Devin and have not
Okay.
heard anything back. So I guess we could take this time to continue on with opening and then closing.
Yeah. And I think, Megan, we will need your vote to do so, which hopefully, even not to open and close it, otherwise we don't have a quorum.
Well, we already
Oh,
opened the meeting. You just need to continue it. And I don't think you
mhm.
need to vote on that.
So we're not closing this meeting.
We're not closing the meeting for Draw 7.
Yeah, we're
We'll
not
close
closing
the meeting, but you have to open the meeting for the project. And
Right.
then
So
the next,
right. So we have to open the meeting for the project and then vote to continue it. But we need a quorum to do that, don't we?
No, actually, I think that you need to open the hearing
Yeah.
for the meeting.
Yeah.
And since we don't have quorum or the representatives, you would just
Continue it.
put it up, you just continue it.
I can just continue it. Okay.
Yep.
So I can kind of do that unilaterally from the chair.
Yep.
Okay. All
Interesting.
right. If not, you guys can visit me in jail.
It's part of your inherent powers.
Exactly. Yeah. It's my superpower. To procrastinate. It is my superpower. All right. So I'm going to open the order of conditions amendment for Draw 7 Park renovation. Is hereby opened, and because we do not have a quorum to discuss or vote on it, I'm going to continue it to, did we pick a date that we're continuing it to, Malik?
February 24th,
No,
2020.
no, I thought you wanted to set it up in the next 2 weeks, February 3rd or 10th, you proposed.
Oh, wait, that's right. We need to vote on that. So let's see.
Well, we need to select, we don't need to vote on that. We need to select a date.
All right, so
And
I would
we need Susan. Did
All right,
Susan write, did she
actually-
write back to you wrote and asked?
Oh, she's available for the 3rd and the 10th.
Okay. And
My
so,
preference is the 3rd first and the 10th second.
Do we need
Let's do
2
the
weeks
3rd.
do we need another 2-week time period to get posted and everything?
Nope, because we opened the hearing here, it doesn't need to be reposted. That was the first question I asked because it is a lot.
but do we need
Yes.
to publish an agenda
Yes,
and have
that
five,
is
we need 5 days notice for that, right?
48 hours.
Only 48 hours?
Why do you think my agendas come out so late?
No, you sent this agenda like 6 days ago.
Well, yeah, I've been on top of it recently.
All right, so I have to confess my preference is probably the 10th, but I can do the 3rd.
All right.
Anyone else want to weigh in?
I can do either.
All right.
No preference.
So let's see.
Well, let's do the 3rd then.
Yes. Okay. So
Okay, so we are going to continue this amendment hearing for Draw 7 Park renovation to 7 p.m. on February 3rd.
yes.
Okay.
So as Commissioner Kearns is no longer here, do we call her back now that we're done talking about it? Or do we just end the meeting now?
I think she's back. Yes, that's
Back.
I just
Oh,
turned
there
my
we go.
camera off.
Megan says
Yeah.
Megan's superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. You just disappeared and reappeared.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. So we also do have a Caroline Garrett who is present. And I'm wondering if this individual would like to say something or is interested in the Conservation Commission activities at all.
Maybe he
Yes,
wants to join.
Yep.
yes,
Perhaps.
Caroline, if you have a question, you're welcome to like kind of post that you'd like to speak or join the group. Otherwise, you're welcome, of course, to continue to listen. Next on our agenda, do we have any other ongoing project reviews?
Not that I could think of. Nope.
Any updates? Anyone have
Nope.
any questions or updates on ongoing projects they want to bring up? Conservation agent action item review. What's that? What's that, Malik?
That's just any task that I had to do, such as adding new items and certain things to the agenda for next month. So I would add resident concerns or comments to the agenda. I would add new items to the agenda.
Right. I've asked Malik to make both of those items standing items on agendas going forward.
And let's see, resident comments. And so that would be that, and just other things. Roberta contacted me about the minute structure conversation, and I'm still like tossing things back and forth. But I should have some draft for you by the mid meeting. So next week I should have something for this year, and then we could all decide that. And I mean,
keep brief. I mean, this is, I think that our problem has been trying to, perfection has been the enemy of good.
Yeah, it has been, because like I remember when I was doing it, it was 9 pages and it took days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the problem is that that makes it complicated in two ways. One, it's a huge amount of work to put it together, and then second, it's a huge amount of work to go through it and make sure
it's right.
That we all concur with it.
Yep.
And I don't think that level of detail is needed.
Well, especially now that we have video recording. Before it was just a little camcorder. So yeah, I need to take advantage of the future. Yeah. And it's probably just me overthinking it, like everything else, and making it way harder than it's supposed to be.
Right.
But I digress. So another action item review was to work on the vacancy. So I guess that just bleeds into the next agenda item.
Yeah. Any updates you can share?
Yes. So last Wednesday, I had the pleasure of meeting with the AAC. And the AAC is the Appointments Advisory Committee, which works with various boards and commissions, particularly those with regulatory authority or some connected to some sort of law. Good night, Cindy. And there are 5 individuals now, except for the 3. So the AAC has grown, and I met with them and the staff liaison last Wednesday at 6:30 to 8:30 was their meetings. Typically, I think they meet twice a month, and we went over all of the candidates, and we discussed what the commission is looking for, versus what our applicants have versus what our applicants don't have, and what would be the threshold between them being viable or not, or what is the correct term? Not viable, it would be qualified. So I talked about the various expertise of the commission makeup, and expertise, demographic, age, everything, and the importance of each individual kind of role or expertise. So, for instance, we had Adeline, who had a lot of legal knowledge, and Michael has a lot of legal knowledge, and you know, Turn and Tedder have EPA, and we have Megan, who's a professional wetland scientist, and how and Susan as well. Like we all have varying expertise that is directly relevant to the commission, and I stress the importance of having a well-rounded group and discussed what holes have been in the past. Probably someone with like a civil engineering background at one point, and just went over the resumes, the cover letters of what we did get in our candidate pool. So there's 4 candidates, and there's 2 positions to fill. So we will try and fill 2 positions with these 4 candidates. And the interviews are going to be conducted. No, that's not it. And it's not it either. One second. I believed it was. Oh, there it goes. Wednesday, the February 4th, between 9 and 11 p.m. That must be wrong. Yeah, it moved. It moved from 7 to 9 to 9 to 11 p.m. But I'll be there. But no, I think that's wrong. Because it has time from 7 to 9:30 for the interviews. And then I guess that the AAC would meet after the interview and discuss.
So it's the AAC which is interviewing these candidates?
Me and the AAC.
You and the AAC? Okay.
Yep.
And the AAC is made up of who again?
It's made up of 5 individuals and a staff liaison from HR. So the staff liaison,
all city employees, staff.
one staff. So the appointments advisory committee is just like a committee of volunteers.
Okay.
And then they're led by a staff liaison. So now the staff liaison is from Human Resources Department. It's moved around a lot over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But this seems to be the most appropriate fit. So yeah, Kristen Hill has done a really good job setting this up, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the speed at which this is now going since I got her attention. So it looks like the next steps would be the interview process. We would select 2 candidates from there probably on interview night. I discuss it with I think we would all have to come to some consensus on who to pick, and then we would put it before the mayor. The mayor would say yay or nay and confirm or deny our choice, and then it would go to city council. And as it goes to city council, they would have to get confirmed in the C of APM meeting, which is the Committee of Appointments and Personnel Matters. And I believe you all stood before them before to either get renewed or appointed. And so they will grill you on your expertise and commitment to the role. And then you are stuck with me until you quit.
Okay. How often does the committee of whatever that acronym was again?
It seems like it only meets, I would hate to say, it probably only meets once. I would like to say it meets once every 2 weeks, but I think it only meets once a month.
Okay.
But I could look that up.
What was the name of the bid again?
It is the Committee of Appointments and Personnel Matters.
Okay.
So, Committee Appointments. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that should be it.
Well, I want to thank you for your perseverance and persistence. And
Thanks. It only
finding
took 2 years.
candidates. You're right. It's only taken like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people were actually surprised to hear from Kristen. They're just like, it's been so long.
Mhm.
But yeah, we have 4.
So they had applied a long time ago? 'Cause
Oh
I thought
dear.
our problem was that we only had one applicant for a long time, and the city wouldn't consider when there was only one applicant. So I don't,
There was the problem was there weren't qualified applicants for a long time.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, that seems like good news. I don't know how fast any of this will happen, but hopefully in the next couple of months.
Hopefully before hopefully before April. Hopefully before the April meeting, I'm hoping we have a commissioner or 2.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, which would be astounding. I'm guessing April.
All right. We can start a pool.
I think I would win this one.
I would definitely lose. I would have said 2 years ago. The last thing on our agenda is approval of minutes. I suspect we don't have any minutes to approve.
No, I will get a draft by
Okay.
next meeting.
Although it's not on the agenda, although it will be in the future, I do want to give people the opportunity if there's any news or anything you want to bring up or any questions. I'll
Mhm.
I'll take those, open the floor now. Anyone got anything? Hearing nothing, I will entertain a motion for us to adjourn.
I'll
All right.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We can vote. Michael,
Yes.
Newt,
Yes.
Megan,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Sounds like it.
So thank you all very much. I will see
Yes.
all
Good
of you
night.
except for Megan, I guess, on February 3rd.
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Good.
And Megan, we'll see you on the 24th.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank
Thank
you
you
all.
very
Stay warm, stay above
Yeah.
the snow.
Good night, all.
Bye, everybody.
You.
Good night, everybody. Did you close the meeting? You're muted.
Yeah, let's see. I am about to. Let's see. Pause recording. Stop recording. Boop.